Ever wanted something so bad, but your parents were just like, no, no. For me, that was earrings. Okay, I know it's kind of silly, but the thought of decorating my ears with little jewels was so alluring. I used to be in a very strict religion. For some odd reason, they were very adamant about how many piercings you could have. One. You were allowed one piercing per ear, and it was often said that people with more than one set of piercings was most likely the spawn of Satan, alright? So roll out any septum, navel, lip piercings, whatever. You only get one, alright? You don't want to go to hell, do you? I always loved seeing the different earrings my mom would wear, and I wanted them so bad. I saw that other kids my age were even getting their ears done, so I asked my mom if I could. No. Well, okay, I respect your opinion as my parent. For my friend's 12th birthday, my friend asked her mom if she could get her ears pierced. She was so excited to get them, and I was excited to see how this process even happened. The lady at the kiosk had multiple piercings in her ears, lips, nose, and one even on her hip. She had a huge gash on her hip, though. My friend and I asked her what happened, and the lady just said that it was too close to her pant line, so the piercing ended up tugging at her skin, ripping it clean off. So instead of calling quits, she just had it done an inch higher. She wasn't coming off as a spawn of Satan, so she was actually very nice and considerate. Alright, stop stalling. I'm gonna pierce your ears now. Seeing my friend get her ears pierced at 12 made me believe that I could get them done too. Afterwards, I ran to my mom and asked her if I could get my ears pierced for my 12th birthday, like my friend. And she said no. But why? Because it costs money and you'll probably get an ear infection and you don't need them. But Mom, so when can I get them done then? I don't know, your 16th birthday maybe? Okay, Mother, I respect your opinion and I'll do as you say. A few years later, I was participating in a white elephant gift exchange, which is basically a party where everyone goes around and gives each other gag gifts before Christmas. And wouldn't you know it, my gift was a miniature bowling set. Oh, and a pair of Hawaiian earrings. This had to be fate, right? I was gonna wear these when I got my ears pierced, and it was gonna be great, and I was gonna look so cool. Honestly, the things were fucking ugly, but that's besides the point. And for years, they sat in my jewelry box, and every once in a while, I would take them out and, dream of a day where I could finally get my ears pierced. But that day just never seemed to come, no matter how many times I asked about it. It was always kind of like a back burner thing. I'm not sure why. And well, my 16th birthday came and went, and there was really no mention of ever getting them pierced. I even went on my Mormon mission, still without my ears pierced, and I always felt so awkward about it because everyone else had them done. And I'm sure it doesn't sound like a big deal to most people, but it was always something I wanted to do, but something inside me was just holding me back from it. I eventually moved out of my parents' house because I'm a Chad like that, alright? I'm just built different. And one day when I was 21 years old, I was out with my friends and we went to Subway. One of my friends was talking about how they were gonna get another piercing, actually two. So they were gonna have 3 piercings in each ear. And I just happened to bring up oh, that's always something that I've wanted to do, but my mother, there just never seemed to be a time for that. You're like an adult, can't you just get them done now? Huh? That's illegal. Do you want to go with me? And so my friend took me to Claire's. Okay, now should we really have gone to Claire's? I mean, that place is for toddlers, but it's the only place they knew where to go, so we have to start at a baseline somewhere. There was 10 different girls with their moms in line to get them done, and I'm not gonna lie, it felt really awkward and sad, but I didn't know what I was feeling at the time. So they give you a sheet and they ask what earrings you want to start with. You get some small studs, and then you got to keep them in your ears for about 6 weeks. And during that time, it's an open wound, so you got to clean it. There's stuff, solution, so you don't get an ear infection. So as I sat there, the lady came by and stamped my ear. And that was that. Why did that feel so simple? I feel like waiting 15 years kind of warped my brain about about it. It was just getting my ears pierced, but for some reason it turned into a complex. I didn't have the language at the time to describe what I was feeling, but as I walked out of that place, I was sobbing. It was always something I wanted to do with my mother, but I never really knew how to ask her because we had so many kids at home, and she always made it seem like it was never a big deal in the first place, but it was something important to me, and at the time, I didn't have any words to tell her that. It felt so illegal that I got my ears pierced that I just had to call up my mother. And so I told her, like, hey, I got my ears pierced. You got your ears pierced. And you didn't invite me? I became what's known as an internalizer. So I just kind of kept to myself, and I forced myself to not have any needs as a kid because I knew my mom was just stressed out because, once again, I had 9 siblings, okay? But no more! I vowed that I was not gonna let my sisters go through the same thing because they probably don't speak up about their needs either. Listen, the only way you're gonna get to a parent like this is you have to fight passive aggressiveness with passive aggressiveness. And that's what I did. At the time, I didn't know that's what I was doing, but that's what I did. So my mother let me take my sisters to the mall one day, and they were super nervous to be there. And honestly, I was like, oh, hell no. We're not doing this low self-confidence bull crap. No. So I took them around to the different shops in the mall, and we had a blast. And the last shop we entered was, of course, the earrings. Because I was self-projecting, let's be real. I wanted them to have, if I couldn't have the experience, at least they could have the experience, you know? And you should have seen how they were just beaming in there. I guess girls are just gonna be girls. We like earrings. They're fun. They all ended up picking out earrings that were kind of like clip-on, and they were so excited to show their mom. But man, when we got into the car, oh my gosh, it was immediate stress. Everyone was just like, what is she gonna say? And well, I know they're fake. Of course they're fake! I respect you too much! Now, was it the best way to approach the situation? Probably not. But it's the only way I could think of getting her attention, because, bruh, I asked for 15 years and I got nothing, so you can't exactly ask someone like this. I just tried to explain that, these girls are gonna grow up one day and they want to do something girly with her mom just so they can have that memory. And I think my words kind of got to her. And a few months later, my mom gave me a call. So, 2 of the girls have their ears pierced now. I'm glad to hear it. My mom was right in the end because one of the girls did in fact get an ear infection. Come on, you have one job. Don't ruin this for us. But listen, I made this video because there's going to be stuff in your life that you're going to want to do that maybe you're kind of waiting for someone else to hold your hand through, or maybe it's something you're waiting for your parent to do with you, but sometimes you just gotta do it yourself or let a friend take you. There's always gonna be things that you're gonna want to accomplish in life, and it's better to just go for them so you can, figure out who you are, even if it's just as simple as getting your ears pierced.